So tonight's gonna be a new one for me. I'm gonna try to solo camp. Hey, SkinnyGPanda here. So it is February 22nd. It's about 30 degrees outside. As you can tell, there's some snow behind me. So tonight's gonna be a new one for me. I'm gonna try to solo camp. And for those who have been following my channel know that camping is really tough for me. I have a fear of the dark and things around me. So yeah, it's going to be quite interesting. So there's already a couple barriers, and I'm going to flip the camera around and show you guys. So I'm going to car camp, and this is the site that I'm more familiar with. As you could tell, there's snow. Well, this is actually ice. It's just solid ice. So, you know, my picnic table's there. I got my fire pit there. And I was thinking about putting my tent here. However, it's like swampy and icy next to it. So I'm not going to put my tent there. And usually when we hammock, I'd put my hammock here. I was going to put my tent here, and same thing, it's a swamp. So yeah, this is going to be interesting. Try to figure this one out, where to put my tent on snow. I've never put my tent on snow before. I might just put it on the picnic tables. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? But yeah, so this is the site, and I'm gonna try to figure this out and see what I'm gonna do. So I walked around, and the good part about camping solo for the first time, if there's snow on the ground, if I have any concerns about someone coming up to me or an animal or something, I'm gonna hear it. So I mean, it snowed like 2 days ago, and there's no tracks except for my own around this whole entire site. So animals not really a concern for me tonight, that's for sure. So I did decide to put my tent out in the open. I am not too far from the swampy area, but it's going to be cold all night, so I have no concern that that's going to melt and be an issue. I can't get my stakes into the ground, so I can't stake my tent down, but I do have two like the ground cloths, the plastic underneath my tent, so I'm not worried about anything seeping through. So next is gonna be try to start a fire. So it's not the conventional way to do it, but what I basically did is I took some of the snow out of here, and I put some egg cartons on the bottom, and I am using the cupcake that I got from Burnwood Bushcraft's giveaway, and just some kindling. And what I'm going to do is just light this sucker up, and then the wood fire that I brought, I'm just going to put that on the fire and try to have a fire for the night. So let's see how this works. I am using an electric because I don't feel like dealing with lighting something on fire like a proper way. Wintertime is not something to just to try to develop your skill in just one night. But yeah, and that's how SkinnyGPanda starts a fire. Woo! Alright, I'm going to put the wood on this and hope that it keeps up for the night, and then I'll be good to go. It's burning really nice now. While I still have some light. So there's a couple things that I'm going to take in consideration tonight. So my anxiety is on its extreme high alert, which I knew that was going to happen. So I'm going to enjoy the fire, and I'm going to enjoy being out here by myself. And if I crawl into my tent and lay down for a bit, I'll call it a win. If I lay down in my tent and not make it throughout the night and end up bailing, it's still going to be a win in my book. The only thing that I would feel is not a win for me is if I don't get into that tent tonight. So just gonna hope for the best. I mean, it's a little after 6 right now. I'm hoping with the fire that I can at least push it out until about 8, 9, and I'd like to crawl into my tent a little after like 9, maybe 10ish even, and go from there. So basically gonna just chill out and hope something doesn't scare me. I was fine for like the first few hours, just sitting by the campfire, watching the fire. And as it got later, I don't know if it's just I'm too quiet. Maybe I should have had music playing or whatnot. But when I first got here, there was when I first got here, there were no footprints in the snow except for my own. And I went over to my tent to open up the, like, I have 2 doors. I have like the shell of the door, and then I have the screen of the door. My mind's just going a mile per minute. I know it. I might be chuckling right now talking to the camera, but it really isn't something primarily that I laugh about. I don't even like to talk about it half the time, but the sheer amount of fear that I have right now is just at an ultimate high. Usually when I'm with the guys, especially when I'm with Dragon, it's a lot easier. They can change the topic, or they can distinct a sound for me and let me know what it is, and that kind of puts my mind at ease. I mean, for all I know, they could be making up what the sound is. It just puts my mind at ease when I'm around them. Being out here alone, I feel like I'm fully exposed. It's not even so much of the trees. It's all those things that you hear people talk about. I'm a female. I'm by myself. It's just me. I'm in a very kind of like secluded area. There's only 2 other campsites up here. It's right off of the highway. Well, not so much of a highway, but a main road. Activity does come back here. So, I mean, I am pretty much exposed to all sorts of scenarios. But back to the footprints. So when I got here, because everything was snowy and icy, I had the only footprints. So I'm sitting by the fire, minding my own business, playing around on my phone because I get signal up here, and I hear a bunch of crunching. So I'm like, what is that? So like I'm going into like full quietness. Like I don't even think I was breathing. with how quiet I was. So I turned on my light, I turned on my headlight, which I have on right now, and I have the key to my car, and my car has a remote starter, so I turned on my car. So as I turned on my car, I'm not joking when I say I fear animals. I know that they're more afraid of us. I could tell my mind a million times that they're not going to harm me. I don't have anything that they want, but it's just the whole thing in the nutshell of being alone in the woods. So I'm sitting here, I hear the noise, I go into sheer panic, I turn on my car, my headlight comes on, I see scurrying, and sure to know it, like 3 coyotes are like running around. They might be playing, they might be hunting like a small animal, I don't know, but it scared the crap out of me. Like it scared me. I wasn't expecting that at all, but hearing that and having them be so close, I mean, my tent, it was probably about 15 feet away from the fire, and about a foot away from my tent is where those steps were. So I don't know if they expected somebody to be out here or weren't, or if they knew I was out here. I don't know. But needless to say, I'm not sleeping out here tonight. I don't feel comfortable. Gonna have to try again and again and again and again till I can get used to this, but I'm gonna try to get the fire to die down, and I'm gonna pack up everything. I'm gonna move my car a little bit closer, pack up everything, and I'm just gonna head home. But I tried camping out solo. A little bit of background. So because of my fearfulness of darkness and what lies beyond the darkness, I've been slowly overcoming. I keep saying a lot. I've been overcoming a bunch of my fear and my paranoia being outdoors. It got to the point where I wouldn't even leave the campsite or stay in a campsite by myself. That's how fearful I was. So I started backpacking, hiking, camping like frequently 2 years ago. And from that point to now, I keep hearing those noises. I know it's my mind at this point, but it's just driving me up a wall. So I've up to this point, I've definitely overcome a lot. I can hike more alone on trails during daylight. At camp, the guys or Dragon can go and walk more of the trail, and I could set up camp or sit around the fire. So I'm okay with being around camp a little bit more. I've deterred from camp a little bit further. So, I mean, walking out of camp onto a trail at nighttime to a car to get something used to be like a big no. I couldn't do that alone. I'd like take a step and be like, take another step. And I've slowly stopped doing that. So, I mean, I am overcoming it in a very slow pace. I'm able to successfully camp at nighttime with the guys. I just don't think solo is going to be for me at this point yet. But some of you guys might be asking, why did I attempt it if I have such a fear at this point? So there's a challenge going on to camp every... Oh, that's my car. All right. Okay, I need to stop. Oh, I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. That's what I got to keep mentally telling myself. So there's a challenge going on to camp every month for the year. And January we camped out, and that was successful. February got a little bit crazy, so I didn't get a chance, and this is the last weekend of the month. Dragon Roams has to work the weekend, and he's available Sunday night into Monday. But Monday, I go to work early in the morning, and I usually don't like to camp out when I have work the next day, just in case I don't get the best sleep. Monday is pretty crucial for me. I have a lot of work stuff going on that needs my attention. So, needless to say, I can't go camping with him on Sunday. So that is why I decided to try for a solo. So we come up here to this site frequently. I'm at the Pinshot State Forest Park. And no, not park, it's like a recreation forest. And there's Manny Gordon is the recreation area. There are 3 campsites. It's pretty small, but they're really nice maintained, and it's so pretty here. But it's close to home. It's about 40 minutes from where I live, and I'm familiar with it. We've camped in primarily every site that they have, so all 3 sites we've camped in. And the site that I'm in, I've been in numerous times. I've gear tested here. Burnwood Bushcraft came here, and you guys can check out that video. I'll get that posted. But yeah, so this site is a really nice site. It's comfortable. I'm familiar with it. So I thought, you know what? I'm just going to try it. The worst that's going to happen is what basically happened is I call it a night and I just go home. But at least I tried. So I tried. It was not a success. But definitely know what I need to work on is right here. That's what I need to work on. It's not out there, it's right here. So I need a practice of doing this more often, and that's what I'm going to do. So 2019 is going to be the year I'm going to try to focus a little bit more on solo activities and get myself able to just go out there and have fun. But hope you guys like the video. If you did, click that thumbs up. And if you're having any type of fear or trying to overcome something when it comes to hiking or camping, comment down below. I'd like to hear it. I did a lot of research when I first started camping and hiking about my fear, wondering if I was the only one, and there's really nothing out there. I found 2 videos talking about fear and the outdoors, but a lot of people don't talk about it. But when I talk to people in the outdoor community, I find more and more that people in the beginning do start off this way. So if you have any type of fear or anything, or you've overcame some type of fear when it comes to the outdoors, comment down below. I'd like to see what you guys had the fear of and how you overcame it. Any tips and tricks would definitely be very helpful at this point. But alright, I'm going to call it a night, and you guys have a good one. Bye.